Constructing the production possibility curve, Moshe's example on a deserted island. In the previous section, we introduced the scarcity problem and the basic idea of the production possibility curve. Now, let's build the production possibility curve step by step and gain a deep understanding of what it represents. Reviewing the data. Let's recall our example. Moshe lives on a deserted island. He has 12 hours of work available per day. Each hour of work can either catch 4 fish or harvest 2 coconuts. His economy produces only 2 goods, fish and coconuts, and he has only one production factor, which is his working hours. Plotting the points on the diagram. Let's construct the diagram. On the y-axis, we'll put fish, and on the x-axis, coconuts. The first point, if Moshe allocates all 12 hours to fishing, he produces 4 times 12 equals 48 fish, and 0 coconuts. This is one point on the graph, the point, 0, 48. The second point, if Moshe allocates all 12 hours to coconuts, he produces 2 times 12 equals 24 coconuts, and 0 fish. This is the point, 24, 0. Now, let's find some intermediate points. If Moshe dedicates half the time, 6 hours, to fishing, he catches 24 fish. And he spends the remaining 6 hours on coconuts, 6 times 2 equals 12 coconuts. So the point, 12, 24, is also an efficient point. Another point, if Moshe wants to produce 40 fish, he needs 40 divided by 4 equals 10 hours for fishing. He has 2 hours left, during which he can produce 2 times 2 equals 4 coconuts. The point, 4, 40, is also an efficient point. And one more point, if he produces 20 coconuts, he needs 20 divided by 2 equals 10 hours. He has 2 hours left, during which he produces 2 times 4 equals 8 fish. The point, 28, is also an efficient point. Connecting the points, the production possibility curve. When we connect all these efficient points, we get a straight line descending from left to right, from the point, 0, 48, to the point, 24, 0. This line is the production possibility curve. The production possibility curve is the collection of all points where production is efficient. What does efficient production mean? That Moshe uses all 12 hours of his work. He doesn't waste a single hour. Every hour is directed toward producing fish or coconuts. Being on the production possibility curve means being at a point where I am utilizing all production factors, in this case, all 12 hours, in the most optimal way. What makes this example unique? Notice what we did here. We have one production factor, working hours. We have 2 products, fish and coconuts. And because there is only one production factor, the production possibility curve is a straight line. Every point on this straight line represents an efficient division of the 12 hours between the 2 products. The principle is simple: the more I produce of one product, the more I have to give up of the other product. If I want more fish, I have to give up coconuts, and vice versa. This is exactly what the production possibility curve describes, the trade-off, the substitution between products. A few words about the approach. Notice that we used a very simple example here: one person, a deserted island, 2 products. This example is sometimes called the Robinson Crusoe example in economics. Although it's simple, it teaches us the basic principles of economics. There are constraints, there is choice, and there is trade-off. In reality, of course, the economy is much more complex. There are many workers, many products, many production factors. But the principle remains the same. Every economy has to decide what to produce, how much to produce, and what to give up. The importance of understanding the construction. It is very important to understand the process of constructing the production possibility curve because it is our basic tool. Later, we will expand it, add more production factors, and explore more complex cases. But the foundation is what we did here. We took the data, calculated the maximum production quantities for each product, found intermediate points, and connected them into a curve. The process is always the same. First, identify the production factors and the products. Second, calculate the maximum production quantities of each product separately. Third, find intermediate points where the production factor is divided between the two products. And finally, connect the points to get the production possibility curve. Summary. We built Moshe's production possibility curve step by step. We saw that when there is one production factor, the production possibility curve is a straight line descending from 48 fish, when all hours are dedicated to fish, to 24 coconuts, when all hours are dedicated to coconuts. Every point on this line represents an efficient division of working hours. In the next section, we will understand the meaning of points that lie on the production possibility curve, points that lie inside it, and points that lie outside it.